Just muted because unavailable was calling me again. So I'm back. Thank you, gentlemen, for showing up. It's a pretty good show. Thank you, BEC members, for contacting your other parts of your administration and in webmasters and monthly newsletters people. We appreciate it, and we hope to have a good payoff for you given your personal time to attend this meeting today, because we're doing something unusual, an online build-up of a page, how it's done. And I think to the committee's credit, they picked out the fact, of course, along with Mary's input, to pick a branch to participate in a contest to pick a winner. And it went well. I mean, we got good response, thank you, and some odd response too, but we won't go in there. The winner is Brian Beats, branch number 2 from San Pablo. And he came in at 6:30 a.m. the first morning, and I guess blew everybody else away. That was the reason for the urgency and the several messages out to get you to respond. And he's a branch that could use it, I believe. And he's a nice guy, and his branch is represented very well there. So we'll go ahead. Now you know the winner, branch 2, and he will be the subject of the presentation today. Neil Wheeler and Richard Hockenbach will take over in a minute or two. Depends on how long Mary wants to talk. And so, any opening questions? Then we'll
call from Bell Barbara.
Oh, gosh. Okay, so now we'll proceed. Mary, you want to take it over?
Well, I'll just say hello to everyone. I think today I'm here just to help out and answer any questions that come up that that Richard and Neil want help with. So feel free to ask, but otherwise I'll be helping out with the PowerPoint and then transferring over to Neil so he can help build the new site, the new Facebook page.
Right, and you'll control the questions by asking for a hand raised?
I can, absolutely.
Yeah, okay, make sure that everybody's heard.
Okay.
And away we go. Neil, is it Neil next? Yeah. No, Richard.
Yeah, Mary, are you going to share the screen or do I bring it up?
I can absolutely share the screen. Let me, can you bring it up? Try, and if not, I'll make you co-host.
Okay. Host is disabled, it says.
Okay. So you should be.
I tried again. Oh,
Yeah,
there we
try.
go. Okay, got it. Okay. We're here to look at how to build a Facebook page and some of the information that goes behind that. Basically, we want to develop a strong marketing presence on our Facebook page. The Facebook page has been up since, I guess, 2017 or maybe longer. But now we're refocusing it to a marketing page to attract new members. So the page itself, not talking so much about the discussion area of the page, but the page that somebody coming to the site will first see it will be devoted to highlighting the activities and the luncheons and things that we want to try to attract new members with. So go to the next page here. Our objectives are to develop a strong SER marketing presence on the state SER Facebook page and on branches in area or on branches or area pages, however we do that. And it may be a combination of all that. Promote activities, highlight golf and courses we play on. Since golf is the most prevalent activity that we have throughout SER, we think it's only fitting to highlight some of the courses, the fact that we're a large member of the Golf Association, maybe the largest, and we need to highlight that and bring that information forward. We want to also show up coming speakers at the branch level. I have an example of that further down the presentation. Then we want to create interesting posts to drive the likes and member signups to the branches. We want to create an environment where we're helping the branches with information, training, what have you, so they can do a good job on their website or on their Facebook pages that they create. Want to provide hands-on to help the branches through the use of exclusive SER Facebook user group. We'll have a picture of that later. Turnkey ready pages for the branches if needed. And the goal is to have Facebook pages for all SER branches. Here's an example I used that might be appropriate to put up on a monthly basis for each of the branches. This case is the SER branch in Rossmore, branch 81. And we're highlighting speakers. This will obviously be very informative to new people that come to visit our site. And we have SER Facebook user group special. There's a link there. This is meant to be a source of links for logos, sample pages, instructions how to create Photoshop effects, like the picture behind the lettering shown above. We expect this to be collaborative input. We are not the sole ones who can make this happen. We have to have collaboration from all the groups with people that know how to, with members that know how to manipulate Facebook as well. So we're hoping for a real source of community involvement here. Let me just go to this page here. It's what it looks like. And on this page, we have various ideas.
Richard,
Yes?
sorry to interrupt, but we're still seeing the
It didn't-
PowerPoint. You see, you
didn't
have to
automatic-
probably switch
Sorry.
screens. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't automatically go over. Hang on.
You haven't really started the PowerPoint, which is, I think, what the problem is.
Okay. So I should start slideshow?
Yes.
Start rehearsing. Are you seeing it now? The PowerPoint?
So I think you took it off share.
Okay. you see it now?
Yes, we see the PowerPoint.
And do you see the fact that it's on the SIR Meta group?
Yeah,
No?
yeah.
No, we cannot see the SIR Meta group page, no. But it's on, the slide is of the SIR Meta group.
Yeah.
Click down on the left to that slide.
Let me see if I
One
can.
down.
What do you see now?
The Facebook Meta user group.
Okay. So you see the bocce there? The video playing?
No, you need to click one of the, from the current slide or something under slideshow options there.
Okay.
Thank you, Dean.
Number 6.
Are you seeing it now?
Now I think you need to re-click. Is that correct, guys? Oh,
Click on slide 6 that you've got down here.
I think he's trying to show a video.
Yeah, I'm trying to go to this link I have here.
Then you'll need to share your browser.
Okay. That would be share screen, right?
Yes, but when you share the screen, you want to share the browser option.
how about if I bring up
Why
the,
don't you do it, Mary?
that
You
page?
should bring it up.
Yeah.
Okay,
Stop sharing. My apologies.
no, that's okay. I just have to now make sure that I have it up. Sorry, guys, here we go. This is,
There you go.
so this is the one you wanted, Richard?
No, I want the other one, the
Oh, the,
Meta group.
6.
where's the meta group?
Oh.
Well, we're just gonna, so it's SIR Meta, what's the name of it?
Yeah.
There it is.
That's it. Yeah.
Can you all see that? It changed?
Yeah, it changed.
Excellent.
Okay, just go back up to the top and we'll scan down. Okay, so let's click on Contact Us. And there it goes to join the fun. And if you scan down, you'll see that it's a form you fill out. Now that is not engaged currently on the main site, but I wanted to show you how it should work. Okay, we can go back from that. Okay, go ahead and scan down a little bit. There we posted a video. Down a little more. There we'll have a list of photos that will be available to the group. Any videos that were created will be available to the group that are of interest that you can post on your own site. We give some examples of some groups that already have established. This is Branch 149 in Napa. Some of the things they've done to give ideas. Go down one more. And then Then we'll provide links to various things. This is setting up a Facebook page which Mary produced. And it goes into, these are already posted on a website, but I'm going to put them in this. And then we have a link to the marketing page. And so these will be a whole series of links that we'll provide. There may be a link to a training film on YouTube, how to do Photoshop manipulation for certain effects, for example. So this will be a working page that we hopefully will all use to utilize the materials that each other of us collect, and then build the page up from that, whichever you decide to use. I think we have one more page of the presentation in the PowerPoint presentation.
So switching it back to you, Richard.
Okay.
I was glad I'm here to keep this all rolling, all this technical stuff.
Pardon me, Tony?
I said, I'm glad I'm here to administer this technical stuff. I don't know if you could do it without me. Joke, bad joke.
Okay. So, so here's the main Facebook page of the state site. And that's the home page. Most of us, though, look at the group section. This site here, you click on visit group and you go to the group pages where most of the internal postings have been. And we need to figure out exactly how we want to utilize the group versus the homepage. The homepage, we'd like to be almost exclusively marketing, and then we want to figure out how to do the groups. And also how we integrate the other branches. Do we loop them in here? Do we loop them in as groups? Those kind of details still need to be worked out. That's, oh, next, I'll go to the next slide here. So preparing for all the rollout to all the branches. All branches will need to update their new logo and color schemes. And we want to eliminate Sons in Retirement from the websites and the Facebook pages. That's the extent of my presentation. Are there any questions?
Yeah, I had a question. I noticed there was a part on the page that said, add your business here. So are we charging businesses to advertise, or will the members be bombarded with advertisements? Because I know I'm a Facebook member, but I just noticed recently there's more and more businesses I'm getting, contacted with versus friends updates.
Yeah, since Facebook converted to Meta, they have put an emphasis on trying to utilize this for small businesses. So we have identified our pages as nonprofit, and we may have to do some limiting of who can visit the pages. I don't know, that needs to be worked out, but the intent is not to have any advertising on it except our own. You want to comment?
Richard, I think all of our sites, we've tried intentionally not to purposely advertise businesses on them.
Right.
This question came up about 10 days ago. Same question that you raised, Alan. And we're sensitive about it as much as you are, maybe even more. And so we're still jiggering it around to see how clear we can be of any kind of advertising.
Sounds
We have
good.
2 more hands up. Bruce, you want to go next?
Thank you, Mary. This is Bruce Carney from the Los Altos Branch 35 SUR chapter. I am an ex-HP employee and I've been a Facebook user for just about as long as Facebook has been around, although I have never tried to create a business page. But I'd like to sort of assume that we'll figure out how to create a page and go to the question of how do we attract people who are not SUR members to visit this page. I saw the response template that you put up a few minutes ago, and I understand how that could lead to recruitment once somebody fills that out. But how do we use Facebook to reach out to friends or strangers in our geographic area, because we wouldn't want to poach from some other area? If you can address that up front, I would really appreciate it.
Neil, do you want to take that?
I will. I think this is something that we've been talking about on the Growth and Membership Committee, that this first stage is to get the Facebook pages in place. And then the next part of our outreach to the branches will be focusing on exactly that question. How do we get the message out to those outside of SUR? And we hope to have a series of materials coming out on how to do that. Plus, I think, Mary, we talked about regular tips,
Tips.
that sort of thing.
Right.
And so that's our next phase of this.
Okay, thank you.
So Jack,
Yes, I have a two-part question. Or a couple of slides ago, you started to give the https surinc.org create a website, and I wasn't able to write down the entire sentence so that I can, proceed with that. So when you go back to that, maybe I'd like to leave it on for a couple more minutes. The other about attracting other people, you can always, if you get a SUR page, you can always share it with other friends that you're associated with that might be interested. Everybody has friends on Facebook, and that would help if you share it with other people. That'll help.
Good input. Thank you. Bruce Carney has his hand up.
I just forgot to lower my hand, but I will mention that of our 16-member branch executive committee, I'm the only one who uses Facebook.
Okay.
All right. Well, we have a challenge there. Shall I go ahead now?
Yeah, I'm finished.
Richard?
Yes.
Let me say something, please. To Bruce's point, that's the whole essence of what we're doing here, is to change that viewpoint. And we certainly hope we're successful there to help your branch. It'll help every branch. We feel this is the widest used platform in the business, period. No argument. And people use it all over the world, let alone your local community. So that's what we're trying to do, is get a wedge in there, help you to get your page up there so you can talk to your friends, as you mentioned, and recruit them, and we'll come up with other ways too. Keep posted, stay posted. Who's next, Mary? Tom Mormon.
I think it's Neil. Oh, no, I don't know if anybody else has their hands up. Do they?
Tom did. He's all the way from Boston.
I was going to say that maybe we may want to consider some type of a tutorial for each of the branches, and maybe at the monthly meeting, spend 5 or 6 minutes or so just explaining how to get on Facebook and how to use the computer and all of that would be one. Two is that most of the branches have those tables set up for different activities, and maybe there could be a table set up to help people navigate through the use of the computer for all of the branches.
So you're saying those branches that have information tables or hiking table, collection table, apparel table, that sort of table, that we would put someone there to, or a branch could put someone there to inform them of our Facebook pages?
Yes, correct. And also, if someone is not comfortable with the computer, just spending 5 or 10 minutes with somebody to help them out, I think would be a big asset for all of the branches.
Okay, good input. Thank you. So who's going to pick up here? Neil?
Okay. Richard, do you want to stop sharing your
Chris got
screen?
his hand up.
Hey, sorry.
I'm going to go ahead and share. Yeah, okay. All right. So I'm Neil Wheeler, and I'm the publicity chairman at Branch 17 in Santa Rosa. And I'm quite a novice when it comes to Facebook, where at least I was. And now I'm learning a lot more, to the point where I'm actually giving one of these presentations to show how easy it is, even if you're not an experienced Facebook user. And the only thing I have to caution you is you do realize that it's Friday the 13th, right?
Lucky day.
So let's hope that that doesn't influence this presentation. So I'm logged on here on my my own Facebook account. And so I want to create a page, and we're going to create one for branch 2. And so what I'm going to do, if you look on the left-hand side of your page, there's a thing that says pages. And I'm going to click that, and it lists a couple of pages that I manage. But you notice right down here on the left, there's one little button there that says create a new page. So I'm going to click on that one, and it brings up this screen. Okay, so now we need to start answering some of the questions. What are we going to name this page? So I'm going back to some of the information that Brian provided us, and I'm going to copy and paste that. First, the name, Sir Branch 2, San Pablo, and then it says we need a category, and I'm going to type non, and it starts to see nonprofit organization. So we like to use that. And then we get a brief description, and this is limited to 256 characters. So when I looked at your two options as you put down, Brian, one was the number 2 was slightly longer than that, so it got clipped off. So I kind of took a little bit of your first suggestion and put in some of the second and kind of merged them into another short one. So I'm going to take that out of your information, and I'm just going to paste that into here. And if you
Neil, let me step in for just a second, give you some time there too. For those of you who weren't present, what Neil is doing is the actual presentation built up to create a page. The page was won by Brian Beats, Big Sur of Branch 2, San Pablo. he was the winner by being the first one in, actually. And so that's what this is all about here. And Neil is, he says he doesn't know much about it, but he's teaching us. And he's teaching us all right now. Go ahead, Neil. Thank you.
So,
And I'll just jump in here and say, I have to own that those, I think, were examples of copy to use. So if they were too long, it was my fault, not Brian. So just FYI there.
Okay.
so anyway, you notice that just 3 things really that you input to create the page to get started. And so then I'm going to go down here and hit the button that says create page. And it goes out and does a little massaging there and then says, okay, the page was created. Now we can do a couple of other things. And it just leads you through this. The first thing is add a profile picture. And what we're suggesting for all of these, we've created a particular profile picture that is on the SIR Inc. website that was designed specifically to put in this little circle that Facebook uses for the profile picture. And so it wraps around it so that we don't clip the logo off, which happens with some of the smaller ones. So now we have a profile that looks is the SIR logo. And then the next thing they ask for is a cover photo. And there's some different options for that. But I'm going to add the generic one that we created. And that's also on the website. And Richard will be making it also available through the users group.
Yeah. It's one of 8 banners we've created.
And I'm going to import that. And there we have it. So now we have a cover photo, which is the SIR banner. It's this shows multiple activities. We have some other ones that are specific to certain activities, and you can custom it, or you can put your own image if you want to do it in this location. So now we have a lot of the page set up, and I'm going to save this by clicking the save button. And you'll notice the screen looks a little different now that I am the editor and creator of this page, because we get a lot of information on the left-hand side to manage the page. I'm going to add some additional information. And so I come down on the menu on the left and click on Edit Page Info. And we see the information that I already put in there, but there's some other information that Brian provided us. First is a contact phone number. So I'm going to go down to his information, copy that, come back over into and put that there. I don't know if you have a WhatsApp phone number, but we'll skip that for night. I'll just say we do not have one. And an email. And so we've also got, he provided his email for this. I'll copy that, paste it into that part of the form. And then here comes a question, Brian. I noticed you didn't put a website on your information page, but I did notice that Branch 2 does have a website.
And let's
You want
use
me to
it.
add that in there?
I'm glad you know what it is.
Huh?
I say, I'm glad you know what that website is.
Oh, okay. Well, I got it off the state site.
Okay,
I'll put it in there.
okay.
And copy that. See? And now, I think you, in the location, you mentioned kind of the area of coverage, but in Facebook, they want a particular, just a city or an address. And one thing I noticed on your website, it did have your meeting place at La Strada as the location.
That's
So
where
I
we
can
have
do
our
that
monthly
here as
luncheons.
well.
Yeah, that's where we have our monthly luncheons.
Yes. So is that a good thing to
Yeah.
put in there?
You can put that in. That'd be San Pablo.
Yeah, I've got it here. It's 215, 2215 is
Church Lane.
Church Lane. And it's in San Pablo, California. And it's thinking. I think it's got it. I don't have the zip code, but
I'll give it to you. Give me just a second.
all right. I'm surprised it didn't tell me.
Nine 94806.
94806. Okay. And
So I would like to point out that all of these fields don't need to be filled out. So if you don't
No.
feel comfortable putting in a location, you could skip that section. Is that correct, Neil?
yes, that is. Or just put in a city if you wanted to have a particular area. Let's see. And then
That service area, could we put in kind of the
the service
surrounding
area is designed for businesses where they define your service area where you provide goods or services. You could use that. And you could come back and see. I've never used that. It's typically used with a, like if you're running this for a business.
Well, let's put some language in there and see what happens.
Why don't we do that? So let's see. Well, what cities do you cover?
So let's put in El Sobrante, capital EL space SOBRANTE. There you go. I see it there.
Yeah.
Let's put in Pinole, PINOLE.
Pinole.
Let's put in Richmond. And let's put in maybe El Cerrito.
Oops. 2 R's.
Yes, 2 R's.
I'm just looking at it. I tried to, I typed it in and it. There we are. Okay, well, we've got that.
I can add more later if we need to.
And then there's an area for additional information. And this is where you can, this allows up to 50,000 characters. So you could write a novel on your branch here. You could talk about what activities you have. I'm going to put in some boilerplate, basically the stuff that came off of our instructions. And so it just talks a little bit about SIR. But this is something you can go back in, Brian, and edit this any way you want.
Okay.
To customize it for your branch. And you may want to change it at times for different things.
Well, I'll share it with my executive committee and we'll brainstorm it.
Right. And so I think that's pretty much all the things we have to do. And so you have your Facebook page. Now, one thing I need to create a username, and we try to use this consistent naming. So we're just going to say Sir Branch 2 San Pablo.
I think you might want to go backwards
I
a
can
little
see
bit.
that.
You got a couple of typos. Yeah,
Yeah.
there we go.
Now do I have it all? There we go.
And will that be what I use to go in to do the edits?
In the what?
Will that be what I will need to use to go in to access the site to do the edits?
Well, actually, I'm going to make you an administrator. So it will actually, but yes, this is the way you would search for it.
Okay.
Although, what am I doing wrong, Mary?
Maybe just hit return or then just close it if it doesn't do anything.
It doesn't do anything when I hit return.
So close.
Does it have to be all lowercase?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, it's telling you something's wrong with that name. So,
oh, it's already got it here. You see this?
oh, so yeah, so it's all ready to go. There you go. You had to get out of it. Now you can hit creates username. There you go. So I think you just needed to move your cursor.
Done. All right. So now, yes. So if you can, anybody just looks for Sir Branch 2 San Pablo, and they search for that in Facebook, they will find your site. And so let's go now, the last part, and this is very important because we need some administrators other than me. And so go to settings on the left and page roles. You see that there? If I click on that, it shows me that I'm an admin, but we need another admin. So we need Brian. And see, it even found you. You know, there it's pretty. Okay, so I'm adding you. I got to re-enter my password.
Neil,
Yeah.
can you jump back there for a second? Maybe cancel that because he is, see that little box there that says editor. We actually want him to be an administrator, don't we? Or
You're right.
yeah.
Okay.
Add me as one, yeah.
So I don't even know what my Facebook. It's asking for my credentials, right?
Oh yeah, this gets me every time.
Huh? Let me hold me for a second while I go look that up. I'm going to.
Rick, you want to ask your question? Well, Neil's,
You want to, Rich, you want to take control for a second and, or Mary,
I was muted, but here's what I can relieve you both, or all of you, that I'm just making an announcement to the 4 people that came on since we made the announcement that this is a creation of a page that we promised would happen at this meeting. And the winner of the page, the free page setup, is Brian Beats, Big Sur from Branch 2, San Pablo, who was the earliest person to send in, branch to send in their application. And he's contributed all the data we needed to set up the page, and Neil is now doing that. Take it away, Neil.
Okay, we were seeing all your passwords, Neil, so I just took the screen back.
Yeah.
Thanks, Neil. I got your credit card. Password. I'll be going on and ordering some stuff for my branch in a little bit.
Mary?
Yes, Rick.
Yeah, I just had a couple quick comments. I think I saw some of the folks physically putting their hands up to get your attention.
Oh, and I didn't see them. I apologize.
That won't work. You need to go down with your cursor under reactions and hit the raise hand if you want to raise your hand. Don't just wave your hand, because we won't see you.
Particularly when we're sharing a screen, because it's a
Right.
limited number of faces that we're seeing.
Right.
So I apologize.
The other thing I just wanted to say, I'm just like a kid with a new toy when I watch you guys doing this. I know when we started down this road, we knew that there would be, some pushback, but I think the key is the marketing aspect. And I think what Jack said earlier was the key to making this work, as far as I can see, is every time you see a message on your Facebook that has something about CSRS, you share it. And if everyone else shares it, I mean, it goes from like 10 to like 1,000 like that. And that's what Bruce brought this up. And I think it's a valid point, where he's the only guy out of 12 people on his executive committee that use Facebook. But I'll guarantee you that most of their wives probably do, and their kids do, and their aunts and uncles do. So what we're trying to do is get down to the younger folks, and women are getting more and more involved with CSRS. They use Facebook more than we do. So I think the key is sharing it. So every time you see a message, I've been pumping stuff into this for the last 4 months. I know I'm not doing it the right way, but still I get some pretty good feedback on it. So I especially like the one I think Richard put up yesterday with the bocce ball. And I like the logo that was on there. At some point in time, if Neil or Richard can say, how do you put the logo on your screen when you share? That would be helpful. And the other thing I just wanted to point out, at least from my perspective, I think it's admirable to try to get all the branches with a Facebook, but I know in our area, if we can just put an area Facebook up and then channel all our branches through that, we'd be doing well. But that's kind of where we're headed, I believe. So at some point in time, I know when Neil did his, I think, first shot on Facebook, he kind of approached it from an area standpoint. So he listed all the branches within the area, and that came right up on the screen in the beginning, that if you want to contact someone in that area in a branch, here's their name, and this is how you contact them. So into mind, thank you very much for everything you're doing.
So just before you take it, Neil, since Rick brought this up, I thought I'd go to the Facebook page for CSR and just share something so you could see what that looked like. And so this is the page that is State's Facebook page. I scrolled down until I found something that I wanted to share. And you can see Tony has already commented on this and what an excellent video it is. So I can comment here and I can share by doing this. And I'm going to share now to my friends. and it's shared to my profile. If you see it pop up over here on the bottom left,
Yeah.
and that's all it takes. So now I will stop sharing and go
And I'll
back to
go
Neil.
back to. Okay, so a request has been set to Brian to take over as administrator. And you should get a message about that. And if you accept that, then you have complete control over the page to do edits, post, and the like. And I think the other person you wanted to add was Pat Carey.
Yes.
And
It's from Branch 2, San Pablo.
what's that?
Barry is from Branch 2, San Pablo.
Right. Yes.
Exactly.
Page where
He's my little sir.
The winner.
So I can go ahead and now there are a lot of Pat Careys.
Wow.
So
You
what
make
I
it
would-
any bigger?
So I don't know which one is which. What I'm going to suggest to you, Brian, is when you log on, and actually after you take over as an administrator, when you log into Facebook,
I just
you will
did, and I said yes.
okay. So you have invited, and I don't know if I can update this, and maybe it'll show that, yes, you are now an admin. And you could go in and attempt to add Pat.
Now, will he have to be a Facebook user for his picture to show up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have no idea if he's a Facebook user or not.
Well, then you should probably talk to him about
I
that.
will.
Good reason to be one.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think Mary made this a very important observation that we really need a couple of administrators, because sometimes people move, people forget about the site, and then it's basically locked out.
Well, I'll talk to my board executive committee and see who's a Facebook user, and I'll subscript a couple of them.
There you go.
Excellent. Maybe Neil, you could go back to your orange flag and show them how it now shows up there, so that Brian can find it when he goes to look for it.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to go home here. And you can see that now when I go on my Facebook page, since I'm an admin, it's a couple of places. It shows up under pages. And you can see that your Facebook page now shows up there. It also shows up under shortcuts and under your pages, and you can expand that. You see there all. So there's several places you can access it from.
Would it be under groups?
No, this is not a group. This is a page.
Okay,
And there's a difference between pages and groups.
okay.
Pages are designed to be public, and they're designed to be focusing on communicating beyond your group to the public. So this is basically a marketing Facebook page.
So where on the Facebook, the opening thing, when I go into Facebook, where does it, where can I go to get onto it?
Well, you can go in as an editor from those three places I just showed you. Are you in Facebook?
I'm in Facebook right now on my iPhone, yes.
Okay, so it'll look a little bit different than on here, but there's under pages.
I'm looking for pages. I don't see anything that says pages.
I'm not an iPhone user. so
There's also this little flag at the very top above the photo of of Neil, and that might be something you can see on the phone.
I see a little magnifying glass. Can I?
If you go at the very bottom, there is home, news, marketplace, groups, notification. At the very end, there's menu, 3 horizontal lines or 4.
Okay. And
If
which
you
one
hit-
do I click on?
If you hit the menu, it will show friends, groups, marketplace, all the names that you've got on your screen on your computer right now. And if you hit groups, I mean, I've got our SIRS website, Facebook page right in my group, and all you have to do is hit it and it opens up.
Well, I see my groups, but those are the groups. He said this is not a group. This is.
So if you, when you open up, are you seeing your feed and all the pictures?
Well, I've seen, I'm in the menu there and it says friends, groups, marketplace, videos on watch, memories, save, pages, reels, news, events.
So
games.
you need to look further down at the very bottom of the screen. It doesn't move.
I see Messenger also from Meta. See more.
You don't see pages? It's a little flag.
Oh, I see pages. There we go. Sir Branch 2. Look at that. Okay.
Now share that with some of your friends.
Yes, so anywhere you see that flag, that's their icon for pages.
Okay.
So-
So if we're going to target people in and around San Pablo, California, this is kind of a shotgun. This is anybody that I'm on Facebook with is going to get this. How do we use this to target our locale? Can that be done through Facebook?
It's
Tight
difficult
tight
to do.
locale. You're talking about a tight community locale or,
Yeah, kind of target marketing.
I don't think you can do that.
So not with the page itself, with advertising on Facebook, you can target very tightly, but the pages themselves, you can't.
Okay.
You can choose based who you invite to the page, but there's not really a reason to limit yourself if you think it would be of interest to someone, because the idea is to just get it appearing on other people's
Okay.
feeds, right? So if you have a buddy in New York that you think would get a kick out of some of the stuff that you're doing, in your branch, then invite him.
Okay.
Or you just have somebody who might support you because they like you and it's your page, invite them.
So it's just invite friends
Yeah.
and then you just
Anybody,
start at it, clicking them.
the idea is to
Or hit
expand who
Or
sees.
select all 241 of them, right?
Yeah, that's always an option. Yeah. Yeah, but because you may help a different branch. You may end up liking or sharing with somebody who who lives in a different area, and then they can say, hey, can I join? And you hook them up to the right branch.
Yeah, they say, oh, well, I live in Walnut Creek. I say, here's the guy at 146 to go see.
Exactly.
Okay.
What about branch 8?
Well, most of the guys, and so I'm the secretary of the Sur Fishing Group, which is comprised of about 14 different branches, and most of our guys are either from 8 or 146 or 128. So those are our big guys in the fishing group.
Big fish.
So the important thing is to start posting things on there. And pictures are always really great. You can put a little text blurb out there, but that doesn't get much attention unless you say something inappropriate. But we try to post several times a week. I mean, ideally, you're posting several times a day. But I'm currently working as a staff of one and doing other things. So it doesn't quite get that frequently, but we post our events. We post our speakers. We post linked to, we have been recording our presentations at our luncheons and then posting those to YouTube, and then we do a post on Facebook announcing that posting.
Well, it seems to me that if I can get 2 or 3 of the other guys on my executive committee to be co-administrators on there, then more of us can be if we only post once or twice a week, but there's 5 of us doing it.
And there's another option. Not everybody has to be an administrator. They can be an editor, which who can contribute, but they can't change the roles and things like you can as an administrator.
But they can post stuff.
Yes. And so one of the thoughts we've had about area-wide sites is that you have a couple of administrators, but you get an editor in each branch who contributes to that one site. And that way you get a lot more posts in one local area. Back to your original question, Ryan, about targeting a particular area. You've done a little bit about that by when we set up the page by talking about where you're from and your service area. But it's not as easy to control that as this, you will overlap with other branches. We have a case in Santa Rosa that there are 4 branches in the city limits of Santa Rosa. So it's a little hard not to step on people's toes, but long as you don't, abuse it, I think that's fine. One of the things we may talk about at later presentations is how to use Nextdoor to target particular neighborhoods.
Or to do that.
I think one of the things significantly mentioned was we all know that activities are the fundamental draw to serve. And to your point, Neil, the pictures in the old adage, worth 1,000 words, and they back up the activities because you're taking pictures of bowling, of fishing, of card games, of going to the Warriors games, and that beautiful montage, video montage going over the bridge to the game. I thought that was great for Branch 146.
And I want to tell you one thing that's really great about Facebook, and from a branch level, it is a lot of work trying to set up and change a website.
Yeah.
And we have historically posted photographs of our activities and events on our website, but it's a hassle. And it is so easy on Facebook to post to the site. And I know Rick does it all the time. He's got his cell phone there. He takes a picture and it's posted. And you just can't do that on a website. And it's to write an article or anything you want to put out there is so much easier doing it through Facebook. And it's not as scary as a lot of us might think. It's as long as you're cautious and don't wander off into the hinterlands. And but as long as you're focusing on serve business, you're probably in really safe territory.
Have we looked at the potential of targeting Nextdoor as a social media site?
Yeah, we have. I've got pretty good extensive experience with it, and so do others. And it's a good vehicle. We're going to try everything to get SIR out and get the brand exposed. And this is one of the biggest, most significant. It's Facebook, and all the others, the Nextdoors, the patches. You can do those as you wish, but your experience is probably and is proven in other instances to be the way to go to get the message out. Okay. And this beautiful comment about helping sending messages out to your friends, that's a great nugget you got today. And we're going to endeavor to send you tips as we go along, every couple of weeks.
And Brian, if you want to post some photos of your fishing trips
Yeah,
and post them on your site and then share them with my page.
there you go.
Okay, yes.
Share it on the state page. I mean, or the shape, either that or the group. It just, because a lot of people like seeing that sort of thing.
And
Who would I
don't
send it
forget to talk about before you're going, that you're going to kind of try and entice people in. We want them to come with us and participate, right? So and
I
want
could
to
share,
join.
I could share our fishing calendar. We got 150 events a year.
Holy,
That's great. Yes. And
Yeah.
the other thing is we all share too little. So if you have a luncheon coming up, I wouldn't put that notice up just once. I might put it up, for 3 weeks, at least once a week beforehand, if you're inviting people to come, because not everybody's going to see that individual post. So, and even if they did, reminding them a few times is not a problem. It's a good thing.
Okay. Well, I'm excited. This is great.
hey, that sounds good. That sounds good. That's what it's all about. Where are we at on time? I don't have. Where are we at, Mary, on time?
It is 2:08, so we're ahead of time.
Okay. I think it's open for questions now.
Mhm.
So we're opening the meeting for questions of any sort. Within reason.
I got a question. Is our goal to get everybody to go straight to the state site and then filter off to the branch sites, or ultimately just go straight to the branch site once you're in?
I think
Is there
it's,
going to be some type of link?
Mary, you want to take that?
Sure. Not necessarily. No, they can go directly to your branch. The idea is to have them see more of SIR, and to engage, maybe call and say, hey, I want to go to that. So branch or state, whatever you feel most excited about sharing is wonderful.
As Neil said earlier, we're looking at the not narrowly and absolutely, but we're looking at the state site as more as a marketing site, and your site to take care of your community and your area to help you attract new members, possibly younger people, the 60-year-old teeny boppers, that sort of guy.
Okay, thank you.
Jim has his hand up.
Unmute,
Microphone.
unmute, Jim.
Press the space bar on your keyboard.
Wonder if you can hear us. Jim, can you hear us? Your microphone's off.
If you scroll up above your photograph, there we go.
There he is.
There you go.
Right. Yeah, I'm on the board at Branch 22, and I also do the newsletter. And there's a couple of things you said here that really came out of nowhere to me. And that may be because we don't have the best communication with the state organization. But there was a slide there that talked about having a logo and colors. I had never heard that before, and I don't know what it means. So if anyone here can explain it, I'd like to hear it. And then secondly, just below that, there was a expression of not using the statement "sons in retirement." And one of the things that happens to me all the time when I mention SIRS is people say, well, what does that mean? So what is behind not using the full name of the organization, and how do you avoid it?
Why don't you let me take And what I would say is, because I was instrumental in growth and membership in 2019 when it came about, that the board of directors at the time voted to use the logo and an emblem, but the logo is the prominent one, as the new logo of SIR, and to use SIR as the noun that it is, and rather than an acronym, which it was used as. So SIR is it generally means association of gentlemen, and that's as far as we could take it. But that's the story behind that. We prefer, and most branches do follow it, that to lose the word or sentence of sons in retirement, because it's not a popular word. Retirement is almost passé now. I don't know of anybody, any company that retires people anymore. You've got 401ks and such. So to the younger, and I kiddingly called them teeny boppers, but age 50 and above, they don't know even associate with us retirement. You know, they're still working. We're actually attracting people that are working now too, and that's a rule change, and not a rule change, but a tradition that's gone by the wayside. The fact that we're working with communities is also new, you know, which was not which was prohibited before.
So maybe, do you want to let Rick address this too? He's
sure, if he wants to, yeah.
Got his hands up.
I didn't see that.
I had some questions, but I can address it. I guess, Jim, this has been pretty much in the forefront for the last 3 years. So if you've missed it, we apologize, but I think it's been all over everything. I put out emails, updates, so is the previous presidents. So we apologize if you haven't seen it, but we encourage everyone to use the logo, which is 3 or 4 years old now. That's the brighter colors, and also it doesn't have the flag underneath it that says Sons in Retirement. I think when Ed Benson was president, there was quite a few studies done, and I think Mary was part of that. For some reason, retirement had a negative connotation to it. When you say retire, a bunch of old retired guys, the younger people don't join. And, you know, our average age is, I think, 78 or 79 now, and some branches are well over 80. And we know that to survive, we've got to get young blood into the branches to take over leadership and so forth. We've got branches, you know, almost every month that are closing because everyone's termed out on age and there's no one to take over. We got branches with 150 people closing because there's no Big Sur or Little Sur. So this is all part of the marketing thing that we've been working on for the last 3 or 4 years. So that's kind of where that's all come from. So we appreciate it if you can change your newsletter to put the new logo on. It's fairly easy. I think you copy it off of the state website and put it in place of the one you've got.
I've actually done that on instruction of our current Big Sur, but I had no idea why.
Well, there's been a lot of discussion, pros and cons over it, but that was finally the state board decision to move forward, and that was done 3 or 4 years ago.
Is there also an idea that each branch should have their own logo?
No.
Okay. Well, then I misunderstood that slide. What about selecting colors?
Say again?
Are individual branches supposed to select colors or just use whatever ones come from the state?
As far as the Rooster is concerned, it's the colors that are on the state website.
Okay. All right.
But there is a branding packet that you can go take a look at on the sirinc.org website, and there's a marketing page, and the branding packet talks about creating a consistent look and image for SIR so that it's more recognizable as we start to reach out into the community and the community sees things that we're doing. So, and that's across branches. So we want everybody to kind of stay with a palette, but there's room for self-expression within the palette. So that's there on the website. I think that's what Neil or Richard had listed in the PowerPoint was the SIR Inc. website.
Are these PowerPoint slides going to be downloadable?
I think
It can be.
that's possible, or we can send them to everybody. What do you want to do, Tony?
Accommodate the group. We'll do that.
Sounds good.
Sounds good? Okay.
And I can take and look at a transcript of this, but I've never done that on Zoom before. Can I capture that transcript?
Well, it's done in a link, isn't it, Mary? We can set, this link will be sent out by YouTube.
We're going to have the actual video. This is live transcription. I do not know if it's being saved anywhere other than in the video recording. So I will check on that, Jim.
Mary, it is saved.
It is. Okay.
When you have the recording, there'll be a text file with the transcript timestamped.
Yeah.
Okay, we can send that.
We'll send that out. We agreed to do that earlier.
Can I go back to questions? One of the things I get hung up on, and Richard tried to help me some time ago, but it still didn't sink into me. I post to a group, and I know I should be posting to a page. And to post to a page, though, you have to either be an administrator or editor, correct?
No.
Okay.
As I heard today, I don't think you have to be, right? Neil?
To post to it, by default, you can allow posting by anyone. If you're having problems with people, you can restrict who posts to a page, and you can act as a moderator to say, I want an administrator to approve posts.
Okay, the way I do things now is I post it to my personal Facebook page, and then I share it to a group, the SIR group. But how do you then post it to the page?
So
well, you can share to a page as well.
You can.
Yes.
Okay.
Rick, when you log on, you should see along the left-hand border like pages. And
Okay.
you should see your personal page or whatever, and then you should see the name of the page you want to post to for SIR. And you click on that, and then you basically can post because you're an administrator directly into that.
Right. Okay.
So, and as we talked, help Brian find it, there's a little flag at the bottom of the page if you're on your phone,
Right.
and that will take you to the pages.
And maybe you were going to cover this later, but can you explain how to embed the logo into a picture or a video?
Made a note of that. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
Does somebody off the top of their head, can they answer that question? I know
think
you asked me, Rick, but I haven't had a chance to do
Richard
anything.
did it, I believe.
I did it, but I have a program that Adobe Photo, and it allows me to do that. It's when I do the video editing.
Gotcha.
Bruce Carney, you've had your hand up for a while, and then Dean has had it up for some time too.
Yeah, thank you very much. So while we're doing this, I opened my Facebook friends group and scrolled through everybody to see how many of my friends were in the SIR target demographic. It turns out it's about 10 to 15%. And so the people I know personally and I'm friends with, I'm thinking the best way to get them interested in SIR is just to invite them to lunch directly. And I can certainly do that. I've done it before. I can do it again once we begin meeting in person. But my bigger question is, what is the precise message that SIR would like a stranger to receive from someone via Facebook? Exactly, what's the 2 or 3 sentences that will entice them to take a step toward membership in their local branch?
I can address some of it. I think the key thing, Bruce, is making them aware that the group or the organization is even existing. And number 2, what are we offering as far as activities to gain their attention to activities? I think the key is the activities, not so much the lunch. The lunches are great, but we want to get people active in activities. So, I've had some people that have joined recently that have been past my members by 25 years and never even were told that it existed. So I think, we say this a million times, we're the best kept secret. So it's just getting it out, that even the sign that's going to go up on people's yards. I mean, it's just making people aware that we're here. So
I think one of the lines could be, hey, Bob, how about playing golf with me and my group and next Saturday or something like that? Or I'm in a hiking group and I'd want to know if you'd like to take a walk with me. Something like a simple line of identifying your group and the activity that you might think that be attractive to the person you're talking to. One-liners. Icebreakers, then take it from there. It's a personal invitation. That's strong. That's a good one. It's the best one-to-one. But broadly speaking, as we are now with Facebook, 50, you say you have 15 people that you could reach. That's pretty good. I mean, they have 2 or 3. Maybe 4 or 5, who knows? But dress it around there. Address it around that of your activities, and you can be invited. I think Dean.
Yeah, I was going to make a comment to Jim. Jim, you can get a lot of help from Alan Baker. He has a webmasters group. So all of you webmasters who want to get help with the branding and with the proper colors and the logos and banners and all of that kind of stuff, Alan Baker is the guy to talk to. He hosts webmasters group meetings regularly. So contact Alan.
Well said. Thank you. Any more questions? Did you enjoy today so far?
Yes.
Can we see some hands? Thank you, Tom. Jack, Rick, Dean, I think he put up his hand. Oh my gosh. There he is, Rich. Thank you. And Big Sir Ron Casano. I think Rich Carlson's smiling. That's always good. Well, unless you have more to do, what we're going to do is follow up, more questions, excuse me. We'll follow up with your questions. I've taken notes. Mary and I and Neil and Richard will get together. The committee will be involved also. I see about 5 members here. There are 5 members. And we'll hash it out for you, get you some feedback of other questions that were asked. We've got some links to send out. Don't forget the brand guide. That's what we've been talking a lot about, the colors, the banners, etc. It's on the SIR website. It's on the opening page. That's Mary Albert's beautiful construction of what we should be doing, what we want to do, and getting our brand out, and consistency of color. Yeah, Tom.
Tony, I was just wondering, should we get out minutes in bullet form of this meeting that we've had and get it out to all the big SERS and executive branches, just to reinforce what happened today, which I think was a very positive meeting, great progress, and I think it just continues to build a momentum of moving forward.
Okay, I like your idea. You're part of the committee, so we'll look to you to help as
Okay,
usual.
fine.
Actually, Tom is coming to us from Long Island, near New York, or New York. Right?
Correct.
Hey, Tony, it's Ron. I know where to find you. Maybe you're going to be hearing from me soon.
Oh, boy.
For Branch 8.
I like it. I like it. And thank you for your notification to all of the BEC.
So we had 7 or 8 guys here from Branch 8, so
Yeah.
I think we'll get rolling here, hopefully.
And
I'll get a
congratulations.
contact out to everybody. We have our webmaster, Dan Weller's on board, so that'll be good.
Good. And congratulations again to Brian Beats, who Branch 2 won the contest. And you know, I learned, so I could do that. And that's saying a lot. I'll tell you why.
Good. You're on the Branch 8 committee, Tony.
Yeah. Okay, I walked into that one too. Okay. But I do congratulate Brian because it's a branch that needs it and appreciates it, and he's on it now.
We'll take it and run with it, Tony.
Yeah. Well, I think we made some impressions here, and that's what we're looking for. Some interest, because the interest will get more interest, and you'll be talking to someone hopefully about you attended this meeting, and no, it's not that hard, and it is a beneficial thing to do for the branch. So let's do it, you know. And it's going to be recorded. We're going to get that message to you as best as we can, and that's about it. I thank you all for attending. I thank Rick for his inputs, many. And Jack, I still want that background. You know, I'm waiting for you to send it to me.
Hey, no problem at all.
I'd love to have that.
If you got a green screen,
Somewhere in here, yeah. Yeah.
or you have to use, you have to use the green screen.
Oh, you have to have it behind you first, and then, yeah. I'll talk with Mary and Neil, and if they can't do it, nobody can.
Not a problem.
Richard Provost, can you and I get together after this meeting? I have some information I want to share with you. If you're still there, I'll call you. That's about it. Tom?
Yeah, that's good, Tony. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. I'll give you a call afterwards. Good to see you, Mark. Stewart. Hey, you're getting younger every day. When did they let you into the meetings? All right, gentlemen, I'll say goodbye. People are dropping off like flies now. We're down to 20 and we had 30.
Take care.
Dennis.
Take care, guys.
Thank you.
Okay. Mary, I'll give you a call afterwards too.
Okay, bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Neil.
My
Jim, you have
pleasure.
questions?